Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing the top 10 most anticipated comics of the month. These are the books I'm most excited to read, and number 10 for me is Archie Comics Judgment Day, issue 1. The Solicits describes this as a big event for Archie, and honestly, it's been a while since we've had the continuous serialization for Archie. There's been some horror books, there's been some anthologies, but we haven't had the continuous Archie stories like the Mark Waid era in a while, so I'm hoping this is also the start of just more stories from Archie, and I like they're leaning more towards the horror aspect, because that I do think Archie does a great job at. So that's number 10 for me. And number 9 is XMen The Wedding Special, so this is their Pride book for the year. I want to know what this wedding's all about, how they're going to involve other queer characters. Are they going to involve other queer characters? So just interested to see where they take that, because it is a very different take than Marvel has been doing the past couple of years with their Pride anthology. Moving on to number 8, which is DC Pride. Honestly, I've always really enjoyed the DC Pride books. I think they do a good job at showcasing different characters, having really compelling short stories. It just every year I have a fun time with it. So I'm sure with this year I'll have a good time with it as well. Moving on to number 7, which is Grommets issue 1. This is a Rick Remender book, so already you're like, I want to pick that up. But I really like the angle they're going with. It has to do with like 1980s skating culture, and I'm like, okay, I've not seen a comic like this. I like learning about things that I was not involved in, and I think skating is a really interesting world and a very interesting community. That's a very strong community with a lot of soul. So I'm very interested in this story. I think there's a lot of possibilities with this one. Moving on to number 6, Aint No Grave, issue 1, Skottie Young. Skottie Young's been killing it with his indie books, and a lot of people think of him as an artist, but as a writer, he really kills it as well. I really enjoyed that horror book. That was one of my favorite books that was coming out that year, and this kind of has a very similar vibe. It's about a mother, and it's like a Western, so it also looks like a revenge story, so I'm all in for that. I think Skottie Young's gonna kill it. Moving on to number 5, which is Nightwing issue 114. This is the last arc for Tom Taylor and Bruno Rodolfo. They've done Nightwing for such a long time. They've really had a voice for this character for a long time. So I want to see how they wrap it up. Where are they going to leave Nightwing? What this means for the future of Nightwing. I think this is going to be a pretty big arc. So moving on to number 4, which is actually Blood Hunt issue 1. I don't know what to expect with this, and that's why I have it so high. I like vampires. I like this idea of this red band comic. I really like Jed MacKay's writing, so I want to see how this affects the Marvel Universe. Will it affect the Marvel Universe? Was this planned more for the Blade movie than it is for the comics? There's a lot of things I need to read issue 1 to figure out, and I hope it pleasantly surprises me. All right, moving on to number 3, which is Amazing Spider-Man issue 50. This is the start of this Green Goblin arc. We know that Peter Parker is going to become Green Goblin at some point, and it's issue 50. It's a legacy issue. You can only hope there's going to be some big moments here. So as a Spider-Man fan, of course, I had to put it on the list. Number 2 is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return, issue 4. It's the last issue of this really, really strong mini-series with Amy Jo Johnson spearheading the series. It's very emotional, and it's a really cool take of where Power Rangers could have went. It's a kind of alternate universe version. The last issue left us on Kimberly's daughter, who is the Green Ranger. So I feel like there's a lot to explore, and I hope it leaves the door open for more stories to be told, because I really like the universe that this series has created. Moving on to number 1, which is Spider-Gwen, the new Spider-Gwen series. She's officially in the 616. Stephanie Phillips is taking over the character. I just love Spider-Gwen. I want to see her on a monthly basis, so of course I'm very excited for the first issue. And let's see, what flavor she brings and what her supporting characters are going to be now that she's officially just in the 616. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what books you're most excited for. This is Comic Uno, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.